Hi everybody, Lauren here from Sweet Behavior. I want to do a quick video to tell all of our clients about our plans for reopening on Monday, July 13th. But first, I want to make something clear. No one, absolutely no one, has to see any of our behavior consultants or therapists face-to-face unless they feel safe doing so. If you're a client and are not comfortable with face-to-face visits, then you don't have to do them. If you're a loved one of a client or their legal representative and are not comfortable with face-to-face visits, then they won't happen. Your safety and well-being are the most important things here at Sweet. The same goes for all of our staff members here. If a behavior consultant or therapist is not comfortable with face-to-face visits, then they do not have to do them either. Just like our clients, our staff members have the choice to see people in person. If a staff member doesn't feel safe seeing clients in person, then they have the option to continue seeing folks using webcams and talking with them on the telephone. Some of our staff members have health conditions that make it dangerous to even risk getting COVID-19. I know that a lot of you want to see your therapists and behavior consultants face-to-face right away, and believe me, we definitely want to see you in person too. But in some cases, we're just going to have to be patient and wait until it's safe to do so. It stinks, I know. I will repeat, if and only if both you, the client, and your therapist or behavior consultant feel safe will an in-person visit occur. There are some things that Sweet is putting into place, though, if a face-to-face visit is going to happen to keep everyone safe. I'm going to give a brief rundown, but I'll also be posting more details on our Facebook page for everyone to check out. I do want to say something before starting that everything that we are doing here at Sweet is not only based on science, but it's also based on your and your loved one's feedback on our surveys. These are the things that overwhelmingly you wanted in place to make you feel safe and make sure that you don't get sick. First, all of our staff members here will be screening themselves for any COVID-19 symptoms, including taking their temperature before leaving to see any client. If they have any symptoms, then they can't go see anyone and have to get a COVID-19 test. Next, all of our staff members have to wear a mask. All of our clients have to wear a mask too, unless you have a medical or sensory issue that makes wearing the mask dangerous. We also ask that any person present during a visit wear a mask or distance at least 6 feet. Listen, I know that wearing a mask is no fun, and that they can be uncomfortable. Also, I know that wearing or not wearing a mask is your right. However, unless you have a medical issue or sensory issue, you have to wear the mask if we're going to do an in-person visit with you. If you don't want to, that's totally cool. Our therapists and consultants can just keep doing web chats and telephone calls with you. During an in-person visit, it's important to remember a couple other things. We have to be safe by keeping a safe distance from each other of 6 feet. If you're like me, it's hard to understand distance. So how long is 6 feet? 6 feet is about as long as your sofa or your bed. It's also about as long as a bathtub or a dining room table. If you're an animal lover, picture either 2 cats laying down on a line or 2 golden retrievers standing in line. 6 feet's not really far away, but it's also not really close. Also remember that during a visit, there's no touching. That means no high fives, hugs, fist bumps, elbow bumps, or handshakes. Instead, why not come up with a cool sign that you and your therapist can do to greet each other? I'll show you the one I came up with. You ready? I'll show you again. That's my initials in sign language with just a little bit of pizzazz, right? One more thing. Until COVID-19 is under control, behavior consultants can't take you in their cars to go anywhere. But that doesn't mean that you can't visit with them in the community. You just have to get a ride somewhere to meet them. The only places that our behavior consultants can't meet you in the community is at a restaurant or at a store. Almost everyone that did a survey about reopening said that they were not comfortable going to a restaurant or store just yet. There are plenty of other places you can go though, like taking a walk, having a picnic, or going to a place with safe social distancing like a library. No worries, if a behavior consultant needs to go with you to a doctor's appointment, then they still can. So, that covers visits in the community. But what about coming up to our office for a visit? Let's talk about that. Since our office in Jeffersonville is so small, it's not safe for visits right now. Good news though, we have a new beautiful location for our music therapy clinic in downtown New Albany on the 5th floor of the Elfman Building. That's where I'm at right now. It has plenty of room for social distancing, and every music therapist now has their own office. In order to keep everyone safe and healthy, we do have rules in place for the office. These rules are the same rules that hospitals and doctors' offices have in place right now. First, everyone who visits the office has to wear a mask, even if a person's going to wait in our waiting room. Again, you have to wear a mask unless you have a medical issue or sensory issue that makes it unsafe for you to wear a mask. All of our staff members will be wearing masks too. When you first come to the floor of our office or enter the lobby of our Ferdinand office, you have to get your temperature checked using a forehead thermometer. And you have to pass a screening before you can come into the office or wait in the waiting area. If you or anyone you're with has a fever or any symptoms of COVID-19, then you can't stay. If you don't have a fever or any other symptoms of COVID-19, then you can enter the office or wait in our waiting area. Although we do have a waiting area, we strongly encourage family members and staff members to limit the amount of folks coming to the office. We also encourage you to wait off-site if it's a possibility. Unless you need a staff member or loved one with you for a visit, then only you will be allowed to the main part of the office. Our staff will be regularly disinfecting surfaces in the waiting area, common areas, and in their office. The music therapist will also be regularly wiping down all of their instruments used during sessions. Oh, one more thing. We also will have a place for behavior consultants at the office too. If you want to get out of the house and come to a safe space for a visit, you can. I know that not everyone will like all these new rules, but we have to follow them to make sure that we keep each other safe. If they haven't already, your behavior consultant or therapist will reach out to you soon to talk to you one-on-one. Keep in mind, these rules can change if COVID-19 gets worse. One last thing that I want to let all of you know. If your supported living provider is telling you that you're not allowed to leave the house and no one is allowed to visit you at your house, then you need to let your case manager know. No provider has the right to keep you at home, refuse to transport you anywhere, or tell you that no one can visit you. Only you or your guardian, if you have one, can make that decision. Of course, if you live with housemates, then you have to talk with them too to make sure they feel comfortable. You pay the rent at your house, not your provider, and no one can take away your right to visit family and friends, even if you have a guardian. Remember though, that you need to keep yourself safe, your housemates, and your staff members safe if you go anywhere. Wear a mask and keep a good distance from people when you're in the community. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, ask your therapist or behavior consultant with Sweet, or give our office a call at 812-725-1665. From everyone at Sweet, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay kind to one another. Bye.